SCO, Educator 212, complex.
DPS, go. Inco, go. PUS, go. Surgeon, go. Booster, go. Copy that. We have a go from you guys.
This is Talking Sound.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Talking Sound podcast, coming to you from Austin, Texas. I am Chris Jordan, your host. With us today, oh, wait, before I forget, don't forget to go buy Audible. Go check out audibletrial.com/talking sound today. I just found out that one of my favorite series in the world, The Incarnations of Immortality by Piers Anthony, is on there. Thank you, brother Randy Jordan, my older brother. He texted me at about 5:36 this morning. Hey, just so you know, this is on Audible. I was like, great, nice. Very excited. Now back to sleep. But seriously, stop on by today. Check out audibletrial.com/talking sound, and you will get your 30-day free trial of Audible today, along with a couple of downloads, stuff like that. Don't like the story you got? Feel free to trade it in. Audible's great. audibletrial.com/talking sound. Our guest today is former teacher, former education administrator, turned writer, director, filmmaker, actor, apparent stuntman by accident. Welcome to the show, Bill Foster. Are you there, Bill?
Hey, thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Trying to stay in front of there.
Oh.
Hello?
Sorry about that. That was totally on me. Let's give that another shot.
Okay.
Here.
I wondered what happened.
Yeah, no, somebody tried breaking in, and I hit hang up. So I'll give them a call back here in about 30, 40, whenever we finish this. Okay. Let me pot us down, and I'll reset my brain real quick. Hold on.
SCO, Educator 212, complex.
DPS, go. Inco, go. PUS, go. Surgeon, go. Booster, go. Copy that. We have a go from you guys.
This is Talking Sound.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Talking Sound podcast, coming to you from Austin, Texas. I am Chris Jordan, your host. Before we get into our guest, Mr. Bill Foster, today, don't forget to stop on by audibletrial.com/talking sound to get your 30-day free trial of Amazon's Audible today. Tons of books, tons of stuff, tons of categories. You will not be disappointed if you're like me. Love to read books, but just don't have time to thumb a page anymore. You can still get that fix, everybody. Stop on by today, audibletrial.com/talking sound. Our guest today is Bill Foster. He is a former educator here in the state of Texas, former education administrator, turned filmmaker, producer, writer, director, actor, and accidental stuntman, apparently. Mr. Bill Foster, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being on. I had the opportunity to talk to you a little while back, and have actually talked to a couple of your cohorts that you've worked with as well. Good people like Brian Elder, John Hall, stuff like that. Tell us,
awesome people.
Tell us a little bit about how you came from the world of education and teaching stuff like FFA and, 4-H no less, to the world of film production and acting, writing, directing, producing film.
Well, it's kind of an accident, not an accident, but I've always liked to write. I always, in English class in school growing up, teacher would always say it's really creative. Now my English side was a little tough, which I had to really work on to try and make that right. But I decided before I retired, I started writing Westerns and a few other things, and just kept writing and working on that. And when I retired, I had a novel published on Amazon.com, which will soon be on audiobooks. It's called Showdown on the Guadalupe. It's totally different than the movie I'm working on. But I was sitting there looking through Facebook one night and saw an advertisement for an open casting call for The Sun, which ended up having Pierce Brosnan in it. I went down to Austin and got in line with 1,500 other people, and actually, a recurring character and being a extra in that, which was more than just a person walking down the street. I actually had a role to play and got lots of time. And then it's just been a whirlwind ever since. I've been on Alita Battle Angel. If you remember when Alita was following Christopher Waltz out, seeing where he was going that night, and there's that drunk laying on the street, that was me.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, I've got to work with Coen Brothers on Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and
oh, wow.
done some TV, done some commercials, a Super Bowl commercial, and two other things. But the writing I always loved creating, and I entered a contest one time. They would send you the script, a little bitty scene, and you were to film it and send it in. Well, I thought, I'm going to do this on my iPhone, which I did. Got 2 or 3 actors together. We did it. The judge called me, said, you won, but we're in a lawsuit, and so there's no more contest. So
nice.
You don't get your prize money or anything like that, but you can tell everybody you won. So that kind of got me thinking, I could maybe do this and shoot a little short movie or a trailer with my iPhone and see what happens on this script I'm working on. The script wasn't about 30 pages at the time. And so I started talking to a few actors I knew, and suddenly this thing, it was like the atomic bomb blown up. The script now is over 100 pages, pushing over 200 actors and a full video crew.
Wow.
So it has been, it's unbelievable. I keep pinching myself every day. Is this really happening? And so, it has really taken off. And the script is a finalist out at the Wild Bunch Film Festival. Last year I won honorable mention with the script at 51 pages. This year it's over 100 pages. So hopefully I'll get a little higher than honorable mention. But our trailer that we put out has had over 13,000 views, and it's a finalist also in the same contest. So, wow. And then they're having a poster contest right now, so you can go online and vote for a poster for the best movie poster.
Yeah, and it's a great poster.
Thank you.
I voted.
Thank you.
You should go vote too, everybody.
You can vote every day.
Yeah.
You can vote on it every day. But, the story is just basically, as I was writing it, I had the fundamentals of it, and I wanted to write it like the old John Wayne 1950s Jimmy Stewart. The hero comes in, has to come in town, save the town, gets the woman and rides off into the sunset, and didn't want to be the hero to begin with. And so, and if I could shoot it in Technicolor like the old 1950s, I would have done that too. But those times are kind of gone. So, and as people would audition, I would say, gosh, I don't have a part for them, but they're so good, I'm going to make a part. And so that's how it grew from 50 pages up to over 100 pages now.
Wow.
And so we like just a few days, and then we'll be wrapped and go into post-production.
Wow. And, with that in mind, it's one of those situations that what was the process like for you learning to, because it's one thing to act in a movie, and even that is a process. That's a process in and of itself. Sometimes you get to bypass the audition process if you know directors, like I'm sure you as a producer, director, writer, have people in mind whenever you write things. You have people that you work with that are in recurring projects with you. Much like you're hard pressed not to see people like Tim Roth in a Quentin Tarantino movie, because he's always going to try and put him in there somehow. He just likes working with the guy. And what was it? Go ahead.
I'm just going to say, Larry Welch, he was one of the first ones to say, hey, I'd love to do the movie with you. So I knew that it was a story about 2 Texas Rangers, and so he was automatically my partner. And, he was already a good friend and a great actor. And so he, when he signed on, I was thinking, okay, I might have something here. C.J. Morrison out of Houston, plays a school teacher. She's amazing actress. And, you know, when you start getting those Brent Rock, but, you know, Jeff Davis out of Hollywood even got in on the movie. When he applied to be on there, I was answering my casting call. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You know, somebody as good as him wants to be in my movie.
Yeah.
And he said he loved the script and wanted to be a part of it. So got him down here and got him in there and did an amazing job. And so, you know, and then I was able to cast my grandkids in it too. So, you know, when you're the director, you can do things like that.
You can do whatever the heck you want.
That's right. That's right. You just want to make sure it's good.
Well,
make sure it's good.
But the interesting thing is there is a process to making a film. There's literally there is a formula that if you follow this formula, you should come out of the wash fairly decent. At least with the final product. Come marketing time, come pushing it to distributors, things like that. Totally different story. But there, you know, much like putting on a successful rock and roll show and staging it and designing the lighting and everything else, there is a formula to doing that. And when you do it, you know, aside from the performers doing their job on stage, everything should go great.
I should.
well, I mean, hey, time travel works in theory. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I hired a 21-year-old kid as my videographer. He's been a videographer since he was in junior high on his own. And a lot of people would say, don't hire somebody so young, you know, and I was like, I believe in this kid. He's going to be my videographer, and turns into my assistant director, and he and I finished each other's sentences. I mean, we work so well together. He's so creative, and I kind of tell him what I want, and then he talks to me in language I don't understand. You know, he starts talking in the different lens, and we got to do this. Let me tell you, Josh, this is the shot I want. You figure out how to get there, and this is what I want. But yeah, it's been a great run with he and I, and you know, and Aunt Reed, she has been an amazing production coordinator for me. My wife helps out as a production coordinator. I've got several others. But, yeah, you know, sit down. We planned on for about a year before we ever started rolling cameras. And so, you know, it takes a lot of planning trying to get it all done. And we started shooting in January. If I ever get to direct another one, I want to do it from start to finish rather than, you know, a weekend here and a weekend there.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough.
Yeah, if you can block out 3 weeks to shoot something, it definitely does roll a whole lot smoother.
And you know, people don't realize you don't shoot a movie in the order that it's written. You shoot what you have the ability to rent or find sets or whatever.
Exactly.
You know, it's real interesting. We're going to have a river scene in the actual Brazos River next Saturday, and my cousin owns a place on the Brazos River, so we're going to go down in the river and film a scene over there. So it's going to be neat to be able to include family land in the movie. And you know, you're always looking for sets to film at. Well, like
and even that's one of those. Dude, it's Texas, man. You're lucky it's been raining the last year. Otherwise, you'd be filming in a dry riverbed. You know? And that's the thing. Like you have to be prepared for that. You have to understand that. You have to know that, like, hey, if we're trying to shoot in rivers and up around rivers, we should probably do it this time of year as opposed to this time of year because the water.
We don't want to do it in January.
The water will be a little bit higher. Stuff like that. So there's a lot that goes into the preparation for shooting a movie, and
tons, feeding them, you know, getting everybody there and having food for them, and you know, this time of year, ice water and things like that. It really does. You just got to plan, and listen. Because what you don't think of, you know, maybe the other people will. Which is, you know, we don't have that luxury of having all the departments, you know, because we're a small, low, no budget type situation, and so. You know, we don't have all the different departments to say, okay, wardrobe, take over this. Come back with costumes. It didn't work that way.
And what is that like for you? I mean, of course, being a school administrator, if anybody is used to working within the constraints of a budget and trying to undershoot and still get the job done, it's teachers.
You bet.
Ain't nobody know how to, and I'm not saying how to pinch a penny, but how to squeeze a penny. There's a difference between pinching a penny and squeezing a penny, folks. Teachers know how to squeeze. Like they will make the zinc come out of that penny. I'm here to tell you. You'll have a copper shell come out. They know how to get every ounce out of their budget. What has it been like for you to, conquer not only the technological aspect of understanding film, to the point of being a director, producer, stuff like that, and learning to budget for this kind of stuff, because it's a totally different world.
It is. It is. And, those skills I had as a superintendent of organization and budgeting and things of that nature really played into the process of making this. And the budget was, wow. We tried to shoot one budget and realized that wasn't going to fly, because you don't realize everything that's required. All of a sudden they say, "Oh, you got to have insurance." Huh? Yeah. You got to have insurance before you go film anywhere. Oh, really? How much is that?
Yeah, you better be carrying your $1 million insurance rider paperwork in your back pocket as you're like run and gun shooting on city property.
Exactly. And so I went to my local insurance man, and he got me some insurance. It's those kind of things that you didn't know prepared when I started this. Like, oh crap, I didn't know that was going to be in there. That just blew the budget. But we're always looking for investors and things of that nature. But we've been able to squeeze, and feed people at lunch and breakfast is just out of the pocket here and there. Selling T-shirts, selling caps, books. I've got the 2 books that's published, so we can sell everything we sell on those. Goes towards the movie, the T-shirts, the caps. Whenever we set up shop to film, we always have a place there people can buy souvenirs, the T-shirts and stuff. And so that's been helping. But it was amazing to realize how much it takes. And we're talking about a really small budget, but I've signed a contract with some bigger budgets that hopefully that they find the money. I can't wait to be able to work with some actual big budget movies. Instead of saying, "Honey, what else do we have to sell to get up to a couple of $100?"
Yeah, precisely. We need to be able to get 89 breakfast tacos tomorrow.
That's right.
Let's
go sell some more blood.
Literally, yeah. Like you only have so much plasma that they can legally take.
That's right.
Eventually, all those donation centers start talking to each other.
Exactly. It's like you start saying, "Okay, when can we film? Let's make sure it's right after payday."
Yeah, when your local plasma center has your picture up like the post office. That's
$250, $300 feeds everybody at lunch.
Exactly.
But it just takes it. And all the sound people. You got to pay them. You got to pay your crew. Because they can't do it. Now, most of the actors are doing it for free and volunteering. Because I'm going to do a movie this weekend, volunteering to do it. I've got others volunteer because we all kind of get in that same mode and help each other out, so they can get those movies made. But this has been amazing. This is one of the very few full length movies that's, I think, being produced on this kind of budget and this kind of independent. I mean, we're talking about it'll probably be an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. It's a full feature. Western movie. Well, and start to finish.
That's the thing. It's not like, you can go out and you can shoot a full-length independent film, stuff like that, and do it on small shoestring budgets. But to do a Western, to do a period piece, and a well-done period piece at that, from the things I've seen from mutual friends, it's very, very well done.
Thank you.
It takes that's just it. It takes quite a bit on the front end of taking proper care to set things up. What were some of the challenges that y'all faced while doing this period piece?
Costume is number one. what some people think are Western costumes are not Western costumes. So we had to get everybody focused on what kind of costumes, because we got in with some reenactors. They already had everything, but the other people that won't be in there, trying to, if I own 4 shirts, I'm going to loan those 4 shirts out to different people and try to get them all back.
Yeah.
Costuming was really tough. Logistics, I've got a good friend that just started in this business. In fact, he wouldn't have started if it hadn't been for me. And John Bitt, and so we call him. He's got some chuck wagons. So they brought chuck wagons down for one scene.
Oh, wow.
I've got a guy that's going to bring a stagecoach with horse drawn for our next filming in September. People love to have a chance to be on the movies. And so when you start advertising, people start volunteering different things, and you start trying to figure out, how can I work those in there? And it's amazing what they'll do if they get a line or just a shot at the movie. Get a shot that's not going to be that fuzzy person in the background. If that's the only way you can pay them, you got to figure out a way to get them on the camera.
Yeah, I mean, as long as their chuck wagon doesn't have like johnschuckwagon.com painted on the side of it.
Yeah. That's right.
I put it outside of Fiestas on Saturdays. I get great business off of it. Let the kids jump on for a penny. Like
finding locations was the next big challenge.
Oh yeah.
We filmed at Fort Belknap, and that was amazing. About a month or so ago, they let us actually film up there for free. When we filmed at the Buggy Barn down in Blanco, we're friends with them. They gave us a little bit of discount there because we've done so much work with them. So you start calling in all your favors. You start thinking about, okay, can I film here? I've got a friend that I've worked for with Longhorn, so we filmed a Longhorn scene the other day with his Longhorns. And so, you start, I can't drive down the road anymore without thinking, what could I film over there?
Yeah.
or there's high lines, dang it, can't film there. There's power lines. But, those kind of challenges are always tough. But I'm always scared people aren't going to be there. You send them all the information, and you're always scared, who did I forget? Who did I forget to tell? Am I going to get there and not have my costume? Or get there and not have this or that? Those kind of ones. And the script, that sometimes I sit back and say, did I really write this when they're acting it out? But to see it through the lens of that camera is just simply amazing. It's the only way I can put it.
Yeah.
I don't know which I like better, the directing or the acting. I like both of them, but it's really just amazing to see it come together. And using that teaching skills we had, in school business, teach the person, okay, I want you to walk like this over to here and talk to her and move on or whatever. Like I said one time, it's painting a picture with people.
Oh.
And so, the artist uses a paintbrush, but I think people who make movies, they paint a picture and tell a story with people and the script, and they bring that script to life. And so that's always an amazing when you start seeing it come together. I can't wait to see it all on the screen where I can watch it from one end to the other.
Oh, me too.
That's what I can't. And I mix humor. It's not all just humor, blood, gore. It's got humor in it. It's not too bloody. Grandkids can watch it. Not any cussing in it. No songs like that. So everybody's going to say it's boring.
Yeah.
Now, we want to make a clean movie, and so far we've been able to do that. So I think that's why a lot of people are joined on, because they know it. And I told everybody, I said, we're going to have fun, we're going to eat, and then we're going to make a movie.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And, what has probably for you transitioning from one field into the other, what has been, we talked about the most challenging situation for you, but what's been the most fulfilling part of it?
I think seeing it come to life. When the videographer sends me a little short video of what we shot, and I'm like, wow, that's exactly like I thought it would be, or that's even better than I thought it would be. Because he caught a different angle, or he caught a different look that I wouldn't if I was in front of the camera, and he's behind it. Or like the other day, we actually got to film in the state capitol. And so, I'm sitting there watching the camera. Yeah. And we got just to happen to get a perfect shot of one of our actors soon as I said cut, I went and run into him and said, "Man, awesome." He said, "I don't know what I did." I said, "It just happened to be one of those, kind of a moments that we got it on tape. It just happened to be that certain look that you did."
Yeah.
And I use Clint Eastwood's method of shoot it 3 or 4 times and get it right, and then move on. Don't spend all day, 8
Shooting
hours,
the same
in 3
scene.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been on some big productions where you shot for 8 hours, and then when it came out on TV, it's like 30 seconds,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
maybe a minute.
Oh, absolutely.
And so people were telling me you can't shoot more than 6 or 8 pages of script a day, and we were shooting 10, 15 pages a day. So we were getting a lot done, and everybody appreciated moving on like that, not sitting around. And I tried to keep all my extras busy, because I know sitting and waiting to go in there, what it's like. I've sat for 8 hours before I got to go in front of the camera before. That gets old really quick.
Yeah.
So I try to keep everybody busy and in the camera, in the scene, and let everybody know what's going on. And they just all had a blast. And so we just want to keep doing that.
That is so fantastic to hear. What advice would you give for the up and coming filmmaker, the person that, like you, has never really gotten involved with the business, but has a vision that they want to see come to life?
I would say start smaller than I did.
Write less than 150 pages.
Yeah. Less than 200 actors. But my videographer says we should have started with a little short movie first. And we're going to make some of those. We've already got some ideas just to do some fun ones that doesn't have the pressure. And that's what I'd say. Start with those, and just use your iPhone. You can do so much with just your phone. It doesn't have to take a lot of camera work and everything. And then just enjoy the finished product. You shoot a little bit with your phone, and there's Movie Maker on apps and things like that. You can cut and splice and make a little movie. And that, like I said, that's what I did my very first one, and won the contest. I remember sitting in my daughter's house putting it together just there on my iPhone. So I would start that and write you a script. So I think if you write your own script a time or two, you really know more what goes into the story than it is if you just pick up somebody else's script and say, let's shoot the movie.
Yeah.
I think you're more bought into it. You know the emotions. You know what you want to come out in that camera versus, I think this is what the writer wanted. You know exactly what you want on there. So that's what I would advise people to do to get started, and then just build from there. If they want to get started in the movie business, they need to do anything. You start out maybe working for free, or you might get potato chips or whatever, but you volunteered, and all of a sudden you networked into it, and then you start making a little bit of money, as an extra or a PA, helping, or a gaffer or whatever, and get in there and get after it. Learn what parts you like and what parts you don't like.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I refound technical work when I was in my late 20s, mid 20s. I started, doing video editing, things like that. But I did tech theater, all that kind of stuff. I found my way back to this industry, and somebody told me that I'd be making the money I make doing basically what I did in tech theater, using the same tools, learning to use gaff properly, learning to roll cables properly, running sound, that kind of stuff. Like it'd blow your mind.
And be ready to spend a lot of hours, because a shooting day is 12 at the shortest.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you just want to do one scene. We've got one full day scheduled and 3 half day scheduled. That full day is going to be a 12, 14-hour day.
Yeah.
We've spent 20-hour days. We've had longer days than that. Sometimes on set, you're there for a long time to get those shots. But depends on where you're at, how long you have the place, trying to get these shots done. Fighting, fights, and have to be choreographed, and they take forever. So anytime you have a fight or a gun scene or something like that, it has to be choreographed each step, along the way, so nobody gets hurt. It looks real. Those take forever. So we know we got a long day coming up because there's a pretty neat fist fight that goes on. But we throw in some comedy too to get everybody laughing.
Yeah, it's got to be an enjoyable experience. That above all
Exactly.
else, if you aren't having fun with it, you need to be. If you aren't enjoying what you're doing on the daily, go find something else. Literally, there's tons of career paths out there, folks.
Oh yeah.
feel
Yeah,
free to hit the reset button.
Who doesn't want to get dressed up and act like somebody else? You know, that goes back to when you were a kid. You know,
I mean, hey,
when
nature gets bored and hits the reset button every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know,
when I think I was second grade, the teacher was going around the room asking everybody what they wanted to do when they grew up. And I was going to say, be a movie star. Well, the girl next to me said, be a movie star. And everybody laughed at her. So I didn't say that. I said something else. But everyone laughed at me.
Yeah.
Want
to be a plumber?
But, yeah. I think I'll be a truck driver or something. You know, the way laughs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I could see him doing that. Totally. With that in mind, Bill, what are some of the resources that you have found along the way that you can pass on and kind of pay forward to our audience that wants to get into film, wants to get into filmmaking? What are some of the resources that you've found online and elsewhere?
Social media is the big thing. You know, that's where I do my casting calls. And so I have them do. If it wasn't for technology, there's no way I could have done this because, you know, people do their video auditions and send them to me. Otherwise, you got to get people to come to you.
Are there specific groups that you use that you go to regularly that people should check out, go become a member of, whether it be producers, technicians, what have you? Because like I know I belong to numerous different groups that I not only share different podcast episodes with, but that I get news from, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's several casting agencies. I don't have an agent yet, and the casting agencies is not agents. They are like background agents. You know, they find the talent. Rock Allen, Beth Setco, several there in Austin. And so once you get on their Facebook and they advertise, they want something like I've been cast to be in Robert Rodriguez's new movie. I go film Monday on it. But you just apply. You keep applying for everything you see that you qualify for, and you don't ever know which one you're going to get. But you know they'll usually break it down. We need a woman 20 to 30 years old, this kind with this look. Well, if you fit that, and you want to be there, apply, and just don't get your feelings hurt if you don't get it. But you know, stay abreast and like me, I put a casting call out on Facebook. We've got a Texas for Western Actors group that a lot of, if you're interested in Westerns, that's where a lot of people are going. In fact, we developed that page just a couple of years ago, just for this one thing, just my movie and a couple of others.
Yeah.
We said, because I asked the person who developed it, I said, how did you know to cast for that? He goes, well, we just kind of word of mouth. I said, well, we need a page where everybody can go. And so we sat down and she developed it. And so that's where a lot of our casting calls are picked up from. Yeah. And, and just go.
I couldn't have said that better. If you need the resources, folks, make them. Make them. Right. Because somebody else other than you needs them too. Guaranteed.
And then just go to all the acting groups that you can get a member of, and you'll start seeing those things. You know, I saw one the other day that they were looking for, you know, just bodies to help. They just weren't trying to get somebody to help, wasn't paying. But, you know, if you want to do that, I've had people just call me and volunteer and say, what do you need? I'm there. What do you need?
Yeah.
And, you know, whether it's directing traffic, whether it's directing people, whether it's hauling water bottles, moving tables, whatever, because the director in a big production like this, he's doing other things. So he's got to have those people that's willing to do it. A lot of the actors will do it for you. You know, I've been real fortunate. Those lead actors, they say, what do you need? We'll get it done. So, so it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, good for you and good on you for paying it forward, for helping other people out, for building that community network that I'm sure other people are using as well as you. Where can everybody go, just to wrap things up here, where can everybody go to find out more about Showdown on the Brazos, to find out more about getting involved with you and filmmaking, Bill?
One, they go to watch our trailer on YouTube. We've actually, between Facebook and YouTube, you know, I was excited when we had 300 views. We've had over 13,000 views so far. So you go on the YouTube and just Google Showdown on the Brazos. launch our trailer. You can go to our Facebook page, Showdown on the Brazos, and you can also go to my Facebook page, Bill Foster, and we have a lot of different pictures on there as people, as we update, you'll see, or just Google in there, Showdown on the Brazos, and we try to post a lot of pictures behind the scenes. And whenever I have a casting call, that's where I put it on my Facebook. I need this many people here, and we're going to have a big scene at September 21st. I've got a casting call out right now for that, for extras on that. So should they go there and just private message me, tell me you're interested, and we'll go from there.
Fantastic. Well, Bill, thank you so much for coming on, sharing your story about how you got into film production, for sharing your knowledge on how to get into that and start doing it. I love hearing how people got into their industry and how they got the call to what finally made them change the way they do things. Thank you so much for taking the time. Please do hold the line as we close things out. While you were online checking out the great trailer for Showdown on the Brazos, as well as Bill Foster's Facebook page, make sure to stop on by the TalkingSoundShow.com. That is where you can find all the episodes. That's where you can find the industry news section. It's where you can find the free software vault if you need audio editing software, video editing software, all kinds of stuff. It's all free software on there. Feel free to stop on by, check it out. Takes you right to the download page of the software. We also have the official freelance directory. If you're a freelance AV tech like me and are looking for places around the country, you can look for jobs with in-house companies before you even go to a city. You could be going to a city like New York and be like, hey, I'm going to go there for a month. What companies can I pick up some day work with? There it is. Go on by the freelance AV directory. If you live in a region or a state that is not covered, make sure to send us a message. Let us know any companies in your area. We will add them to that map so we can pay that forward to the industry that pays us. Until next time, everybody, make sure to stop on by the HC Universal Network. HCUniversalNetwork.com is the website. Make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of your hearing, and until next time, keep reaching for 11. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
This is Talking Sound.